So you think that removing the IG or any of the security chiefs is not the way to go?
It's not the issue.
Really?
Yes, it's not the issue. And I will tell you why. Security, policing in Nigeria, 2018, is still the same method that was used even before independence. You put a few policemen on the road, no vehicle, nothing around, no communication, and then he will just stop a vehicle, come and open your boot, he looks inside or something. That's policing in Nigeria in the 21st century. It's shameful. I don't know how to put it. After all, Nigerians go to the US, they go to Britain, they go everywhere.
So we have a failed policing system.
Well, if you want to call it that way, but I'm telling you,
that's a system.
Yes,
where
let me say this point which I want to give, and it will help you to really know where we are. About 3 years ago, I went to the US, and in Los Angeles, I stood by the road going to San Diego, 10 lanes road, 5 going and 5 coming, and 2 service lanes here, 14 lanes. I stood there watching for about 30 minutes, and when I was going back to my residence, then I asked myself, where will a policeman stand here to be saying, come and open your boot? And does that give license to any criminal to put a gun or any criminal thing in the car and drive within the US, and he will not be caught within 1 hour? So it's not about that human element. The police in Nigeria are doing extremely very well. But what can they do? I have also listened to the Senate president. The police trust fund bill was sent to the National Assembly in 2008. This is 10 years later. Nothing has been done about it. And that is where the source of funding that will put the police on top of criminals.
All right. So it seems the program is far deeper. Okay, we'll take another break. We'll hear from Mr. Jiti Ogunye. When Mr. Ogunye talks, there's some very interesting perspective that he brings to the conversation. But when we come back, as the Nigerian security challenges continue to stare at it, tear us in the face, how would the country tame those behind the killings? Thank you, everyone. Wherever you may be, whether in the south or in the northern region of the country, you must be concerned with the recent state of security in the country, or perhaps insecurity. So, a neighboring president, a neighboring country's president, Togolese president, that is, visited Nigeria's president, Muhammadu Buhari. And when he came, he did say that herdsmen and farmer clashes is not alien to other countries. In fact, he says that they also witness the same thing. Well, before we hear one of my partners that have not spoken on the program, Mr. Jiti Ogunye, I'll allow you to listen to the Togolese president's comment on herdsmen attacks.
I think it is, unfortunately, a problem that many countries experience. I was telling the president, in my country, in Togo, every year we have that issue between the cattle herders and the landowners. In Benin, you have the same situation. In Ghana, you have the same situation. In Ivory Coast also. So I think it's a good idea, and the president has accepted that that issue be discussed among the head of states. It can be discussed while we meet with our friend of Central Africa, but within ECOWAS also, it is an important issue. So it is in many countries. It is not a religious issue. It is not an ethnic issue. But it is a problem which is very ancient, and that which can be solved if we have the courage to discuss of it and to try to find solution, and I'm sure that it's possible. What can make the problem worse is the misperceptions or bad analysis or trying to make it as a political issue.
Well, you can hear the Togolese president there. My partner tonight on the program, a senior advocate of Nigeria, Chief Mike Ozakameka, also constitutional lawyer, a human rights activist here in Lagos. He's a retired commissioner of police himself, a lawyer, Mr. Samuel Adetuyi, and Mr. Jiti Ogunye, a lawyer and a regular analyst on Channels Television. Let me come to you, Mr. Ogunye. You heard what the Togolese president said. Well, the global human rights group Amnesty International did say that 1,813 persons have been murdered across 17 states, which is double the 894 people killed in the entire year of 2017. Well, he did say that this is not unique to Nigeria, but how come it has become a large-scale incident? Such that 86 people were killed and in one first war?
Well, it's unfortunate that we're witnessing this kind of carnage in our country, this kind of bloodletting, which can be averted. And I think that government has to take the giant steps to ensure that this perennial crisis is put paid to once and for all, and it can be done. I think that the larger challenge we have is to run away from our antediluvian past, our prehistory, our rudimentary state of living, and embrace modernity. That's the Togolese president. That's what he's saying. It's not a Nigerian problem. It's an African problem. All over the world, cattle rearing, animal husbandry is not done in the way it is done in Nigeria, now, particularly regarding cattle. The world has embraced ranching. Brazil, Botswana on the African continent, Namibia, Ethiopia, that has more heads of cattle than Nigeria, Argentina, all over the world, United States of America, you embrace ranching. And before domestication of domestic animals, it could be said that there was a time all those animals were also moving about all over the place, but there was domestication. And when the British came, in our criminal code, there are sections to the effect that owners of animals should keep them. If you don't keep them and they stray like dogs, like goats, and they cause all sorts of mischief, you're going to be held responsible. I think that that's what we need to do in the country. We have to embrace ranching. Now, I don't see this current administration as being alive to that kind of new thinking.